Hello, my name is Megan Brown.
And I am Selena Lacerna.
We are both outreach officers with the Bureau of Consular Affairs within the U.S. Department of State. Within the department, we are responsible for the Consular Notification and Access Program, or as we call it, CNA. What we do is enforce Articles 36 and 37 of the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations and relevant bilateral treaties. The CNA team carries out the following duties to help ensure that U.S. law enforcement complies with our treaty obligations. We educate U.S. law enforcement about the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, or VCCR, and relevant bilateral treaties. We investigate complaints from foreign embassies and consulates about possible violations or instances of non-compliance of the VCCR within the U.S., and we assist police departments, sheriff's offices, and other U.S. law enforcement agencies to write and implement their own CNA policies and procedures. By providing training and guidance for U.S. law enforcement and assisting our consular colleagues from around the world, we aspire to be a model of compliance for other countries. This training will provide you with a better understanding of what the CNA team does, the resources we provide to our law enforcement partners, and how to contact us or our agency partners if there is a question or concern regarding possible lack of notification or access to your nationals while arrested or detained in the U.S. Now that you know what will be covered in this training, let's get started.
In the U.S., we have federal, state, and local law enforcement. There are over 18,000 state and local departments, and an estimated 1 million officers have arrest powers. This map shows the individual counties in the United States. There's a sheriff's office for each county, and not to mention the many city and other local police departments in each county. As you can see, it is a huge task to try to reach every law enforcement agency in the United States. However, the CNA team works hard to reach law enforcement agencies at all levels through multiple methods to convey the importance of providing you with consular notification and access regarding your nationals.
So, what does consular access look like? Consular access includes in-person visits, phone calls, and letters to the detainee. Email is not generally provided under consular access, as most detention facilities do not allow detainees to access computers. You need to schedule consular visits with the detention facility. When scheduling a visit, you must usually visit during hours determined by the facility. Each jail or prison has its own regulations for visits, including visits by consular officers. This is for the safety of the facility staff, detainees, and you. You need to comply with security regulations, including screening procedures. You may want to contact the detention facility in advance to find out the regulations so that you know what to expect. Detention facilities should accommodate consular visits. However, if you experience difficulties or are denied consular access, you should contact the CNA team so that we can intercede to help you arrange for a visit or phone call.
It's helpful to get to know your local law enforcement authorities before you need them. It's beneficial to build good working relationships with local police and sheriff's offices, the departments of corrections in your state, and if there's an airport in your region, relationships with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and the airport police are essential.
The State Department has conducted over 1,000 outreach training sessions on consular notification and access since its inception. We reach out to law enforcement and law enforcement organizations of all kinds. These logos represent just a few of the organizations and agencies we have trained or provided information and guidance. As you can see, we partner with many agencies and organizations to ensure that the message of consular notification and access continues to be shared and implemented.
These are several of the many resources we provide to law enforcement. Our CNA materials are available on our website, including the manual, notification flowchart, and the consular notification statement. You can even watch the 12-minute training video that was done in collaboration with the Alexandria Police Department. Our website is travel.state.gov/CNA.
On occasion, we received the same question from various embassies and consulates and thought it would be best to start including some of them in these training sessions. One of the most common questions we received is, does the State Department have a list of all foreign nationals in the United States detention facilities? The short answer is no. It is not possible for us to compile a list of all your citizens in detention facilities in the U.S. If your national is in a federal prison, BOP, the Bureau of Prisons, does have a central repository where all inmates are listed to include foreign nationals that you may search. Our point of contact at the Bureau of Prisons can speak more about this if there are questions regarding inmate searches. Their contact information will be listed at the end of this training session. Another common question is, does the State Department receive arrest notifications? The Department of State does not receive notifications of arrests or detentions. Notification is provided directly by law enforcement. Finally, do state and local authorities report to federal authorities? State and local authorities do not report to federal authorities. There is no comprehensive list of detainees or central database for notifications. Each law enforcement agency keeps its own records, and some, believe it or not, still keep records on paper.
We recognize that cases of lack of compliance do happen. We continue to explore new initiatives and adopt new strategies to increase awareness, but we rely on you to bring any cases of lack of notification or access to our attention at the State Department. When we learn that law enforcement agencies are not providing notification and access, we can take steps to correct the situation.
You can find all of these publications and more on travel.state.gov/CNA. It is the U.S. government's official resource for information on consular notification and access. Contact information for all embassies and consulates is also included on our website. Please check your country's contact information to ensure we are providing our law enforcement partners the most up-to-date contact information for your country. If any information needs to be changed or updated, please email us at consnot, it's short for consular notification, so CONSNOT, consnot@state.gov with the updated information.
Here are the ways you can contact the State Department if there are any questions or concerns. The phone number listed is for the Diplomatic Security Command Center. This number is monitored 24/7 and can be used outside of East Coast business hours. The following screens will list contact information for several agency partners to include the Bureau of Prisons, the Department of Justice, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and U.S. Customs and Border Protection. As a disclaimer, the names and contact information may be subject to change. Please confirm with a point of contact that they are still in that position before sending personally identifiable information.
We appreciate the working relationships that we have with all of our embassy and consulate partners and look forward to continuing our work together to uphold the consular notification and access obligations. Thank you for your time, and this concludes the U.S. Department of State's training on consular notification and access for the Consular Corps.